Everyone, it's Susan. Hope you're all having a groovy day. Today I have a new video that I haven't done one of these videos yet. And I think you're all looking at what some of the other online resellers are posting on their YouTube channels. I see that you guys are pretty interested in seeing what is actually sold by eBay resellers. And maybe you're a reseller and you're trying to get some ideas of items to go out and source and sell on eBay. So today's video is going to be of my November sales from the 1st through the 30th. I am going to explain my total sales. I'm going to explain all my costs to you. Maybe you don't quite understand how the costs are. Maybe you're afraid of selling on eBay. And so I want to explain them to you so they're not so scary and so daunting. And after that, I'm going to go over all my sales that were met the $100 mark or more, starting with the lowest to the highest item that I sold this month. I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised at the variety of items that I sell on my eBay in my eBay store. Now, you could sell these items anywhere, right? You could sell them on Poshmark. You could sell them on Mercari. You could sell them on Etsy. Honestly, I think all the platforms are kind of the same, but eBay has the greatest number of buyers out there. So I feel like I'm getting the most bang for my buck and my time well spent by selling my items on eBay. All right, so without further ado, let's take a look at my sales for the month and let's take a look at all the items that I sold. I just started my channel about a month and a half ago. And one of the things I want to be is transparent. Be who I am, teach you what I know, be receptive to your comments and everything that you have to say. But I feel like sometimes you don't get the full picture from some of the people that are on YouTube. And so what I plan to be and hope to be is fully transparent. So today this is my first what did I sell video. And these are the items that I sold for the month of November. My sales were a little bit below my expectations, but my personal life's been pretty hectic. I'm not going to lie. That's kind of the beauty of eBay. I can go and help family and friends as much as I want to. I am fortunate I am very fortunate that my husband works full time. And so my income isn't paying all the bills right now. Maybe one day soon, I hope. Anyway, so let's go over my sales. I know you've been looking at them, listening to my voice. Hopefully you see me up in the corner. But so let's go over everything. Okay, I want to break it down. So my total sales for the month were $7,441.90. Now that's just not product, okay? That is the price of the item, shipping if I charged for shipping, and it is sales tax. So it's all three of those items. Now, when I first started back up on eBay a year and a half ago, when I was still working, I had decided I was just going to do free shipping and just roll it up into the price. But that actually gets quite confusing, especially in the type of items that I sell. I think actually anything used, and you will hear that from other resellers on YouTube. If it's a new item, a brand new item, you probably are going to have to offer free shipping because it's very competitive. But hopefully you're finding more rare items when you're selling used items, and you're able to charge a shipping amount. Now, I'm not telling you to price gouge when it comes to shipping. I'm a firm believer that you should charge close to what you're actually paying for shipping. So anyway, that's what makes that up. And you're going to see now eBay is showing me that they collected $421.27 for taxes. Now, I'm going to tell you that I really appreciate eBay doing this. It keeps us all being able to sell online. Now, back in the day, I've been selling on eBay since 2005. And back in the day, nobody paid sales tax except for within the state. So if you bought something that was being sold in Arizona, technically sales tax should be collected and paid to the state of Arizona. But if I was selling it, say, to somebody in California, they did not have to pay sales tax. Technically, they were supposed to pay it themselves, but nobody did. Well, eventually, of course, Congress got it. The states figured it out. They were losing all this revenue through online sales. And so eBay had to start charging sales tax. And I actually like that they do this. There's some resellers who complain because eBay charges a fee on top of that $421 they collected for me. It is what in the accounting world, and if you don't already know, that was my profession. I was an accountant. I'm a degreed accountant from ASU. I went back to school when I was 35, raising 3 kids and working full time, and I got my degree in accounting. I have worked in accounting in many different types of industry and recently this construction industry. And I will tell you that sales tax is complicated and no two states are the same. Counties are different, the rates are all different. And if eBay wants to take it on, so be it. I'll pay you $42, eBay. I appreciate you and thank you for collecting the sales tax for me for my benefit and paying those taxes for me and keeping me compliant with all the state agencies and all the federal agencies, county agencies, all of those agencies. All right, off of that platform. So my total selling costs were $2,615. Well, what's made up in that selling cost? That selling cost is the cost to ship the item. It's going to be my final value fees, and it's going to be promotional fees. Now, I know some resellers will tell you don't pay for promoted listings. I'm telling you right now, I pay whatever eBay says is what they recommend. I click on it and I pay for it. Not every sale is going to be a promoted listing, but I do believe my sales are better. I sell things quicker by using promoted listings. And if you're selling at a good margin, and when I say that, buying some for $1, selling it for 10, buying some for $10, selling it for 50, selling it for 100. That's what I'm talking about. Then you've got a lot of wiggle room. And I'm a very firm believer that unless the item is worth a lot of money, and I'll prove this to you in a subsequent video, but unless it's worth a lot of money, you cannot double that item and make any money, or you're going to make very little money, and it's going to take you a lot of effort to make that money. So hopefully I'm going to show you how you can make a good living, a good side hustle on eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, wherever it is that you choose to sell your items. And even if you don't sell online and you have a different side hustle, hopefully I can teach you a little bit about accounting and how to read a financial statement. Because if you're going to be self-employed, and yes, a side hustle is being self-employed, you need to understand what it means to make a profit. Okay, enough of that. Let's go down. So we are going to go, let's see here. I need to get rid of all these circles is what I've learned. So we got rid of all the circles. Oh yeah, one other thing I do want to point out, and it is this. It is, oh, let's see here. Let me pull this back up for you. Is my average selling price. Now this is just for the month of November. If you didn't already see this, I sold 105 items. My average selling price was $70.88. That's a pretty good average selling price. My goal is never have it go below $50. I typically try only to list items that are going to be worth $50 or more. However, I am rethinking this, that I do need to list bread and butter items. So items that are easy to list, quick to list, that'll bring in the $20, maybe even $15. As long as I'm getting shipping, I'm okay with going down to 15, maybe even 10 if I have multiple items. So there is that. Okay, I wanted to point that out to you. Sold 105 items. So next, let's go break down the selling costs. So let's break this all down. And eBay's great, and they've broken this all down for you. And my selling costs were $2,615. Of that, of my total selling cost, which you'll see, which was up here, it matches $2,615. Tick and tie, that's what accountants do. It breaks it down. $1,157 of that is eBay fees, promoted listing fees, final value listing fees, the money that I pay for a store, international fees, and then down here, $1,457.97. Let's do this. This here is, oops, these are my shipping labels. And I do all my shipping labels currently through eBay, although I'm thinking about going over to Shipping Pirate because people tell me I can make a little bit more money if I use Shipping Pirate, and they're very eBay friendly. So that actually made up 56% of my selling fees. So my eBay fees were $1,157.12. So let's do the math here really quick, okay? The math would be $1,157.12. And we're going to divide that by, let's see, what were my total sales again? Come back, come back. We're dividing that by, that is not right. Where is my divide key? Sorry, my divide key. There it is. Whoo. Yeah, I'm an accountant. Divide that by $7,441.90. So we are looking at 15.5%. Okay, let's just run it up. Let's just say 16%. Now you got to understand it within that is my promoted listing fees. It's going to be, it should be the fees for the money that they take on for the payment management. But I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm going to say yes. But I will look into that. And on my next video, I'll let you know one way or another if that includes the 3% that eBay takes. Now, remember, they take 2.9% for the merchant fee, and they also take 30 cents per transaction fee. A lot of people forget about that, and that makes a big difference. So we'll talk about that in a subsequent video as well. Okay, so shipping labels made up a big part of that. So I don't think 16% is a lot of money to pay to a company who is building this platform, who is sending people to my listings if I've listed properly, and helping me sell that item. And a lot of times they have my back. I'm a top rated seller, but I play all the rules. I play by the rules. And I really believe that you got to play by the rules. Okay, so that's that. So what I told you at the beginning of this, and if I didn't tell you this at the beginning, I'm going to show you all the items that I sold this month for over $100. So $100 plus, and I'm going to start at the low end and I'm going to get up to my top dollar item. So I'll try to go through this rather quickly. If you have any questions or concerns at the end of this video, please send them to me and I will try to get back to you with my answers. So the first thing this is actually a list of all the items so that you can see this was all part of everything that I've been showing you. So nothing's been made up or played up. Again, full transparency on my part. So let's see here. I need to get rid of some of these circles because they're going to show up. For that. Okay, we're good. Okay, so the lowest item, the first item hitting that $100 threshold was this Shannon Irish Crystal Cake Pie Plate. I actually found this at Hoarder House number 2 and that I went to this year. And this was actually in a very weathered box. It had been left outside and rained on, and the outer box had been destroyed. So, but the inside, it was perfectly new, brand new, never been used, never displayed. So I actually didn't pay anything for this item, but I did spend $5,000 at this pick. And one day when I get through all the items, I'm going to value out how much I actually was able to list and sell from that pick. So this item I list for $110 based on comps. And I sold it. I took a best offer of 75. Now, when I say that, it could be an offer I sent out, or it could be an offer that a customer sent me. But I sold that for 75, and I'll take that, considering I really didn't pay anything for it. I just picked it up, put it in the truck. It was probably going to get thrown away. The next item down at the bottom of the list was this Duobar quartz highball glasses and old-fashioned glasses. They were made in Belgium, and they were super heavy. I got this from Hoarder House number 2. It was probably in a lot of some things that I bought because I bought whole rooms at the end of the day. I bought some things individually, and some of the items I bought what was left in the whole room, and I bought them with the right to rummage. So I didn't have to take everything, but I could pick through what the auctioneers hadn't picked out to auction individually. So I did really well with these. I listed them for 150, and this was based on comps that I found from Terapeak, and I believe I actually went into WorthPoint on this one as well. I'm going to suggest this over and over again until you hear it, but if you are selling collectible items, older items, you need to get WorthPoint because you're not going to see the whole picture with Terapeak. So you can't judge on what it's being listed for currently because there might not be any listed. There might have only been a couple sold this year. So trust me when I tell you, try out their free trial and then sign up for it. You will make your money, trust me. Okay, we sold that set for $100. Yeah, that's a big item to cut on, but honestly, I didn't pay much for this item. The next item up is this Appalachian instrument. It's a dulcimer. I had no idea what it was. I found this at an auction, not an auction, at a garage sale, a community garage sale, one of the garage sales we stopped at. And she had it propped up against the table, and I picked it up and I looked at it, and she only had a $20 ticket on it, but I'm pretty cheap. You're going to learn that real soon about me. It takes a lot for me to spend $20 on an item. So I'm looking at it. I'm not sure what it is. I gently set it back down in the same place she had it. I walked 2 steps away and it fell. I felt so bad. And then I'm like, I'll just buy it. I'll just buy it. I'm so sorry because I think I put a little crack in it, which I disclosed. And she's like, no, 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 you can have it for 20. She actually gave me this item and a couple other items all for $20. So bless her heart, she was a real sweetheart. We sold that item for $100, and I think I sent out an offer on this, and it was quickly sold at that $100 mark. But I'm okay with that. Spent $20 for it, turned 20 into 100. I think you will all agree that's a great flip. The next item up is this Assure Miami JTO thoracic extension cervical neck. You guys can all read. You can look at the pictures. This is actually a better picture of it all. It had probably only been used once or twice. Some of these parts down here were actually new. They were still in the package, so I cleaned it up really good. It wasn't actually even that dirty, but I did clean it up, and I listed it. There weren't very many for sale, checked my comps, and I turned around and sold it for what? I sold it for $125. I sold it for full price. I just get so excited about that. I'm not gonna lie. So the next item that we sold is this lot of 4 English Garden Mikasa champagne flutes. This came from Hoarder House number 2. This was a great design. It sells for quite a bit of money, and there isn't a lot of it on eBay. So really excited with this score from that auction. I'm going to put a $10 value on this because it was part of a massive group of merchandise that I bought. So I think $10 is fair. I sold this item for $115. I even get excited even at this point. So $115 is what I sold it for. Got full asking price, and I believe it sold pretty quickly. It sold November the 10th. And let's see here. Sold it November 10th, and I listed it on, I listed it on September the 11th. So a couple months to sell that at a full price, asking price of $115, and I got $15 for shipping. That's pretty little. That's probably a little bit light on the shipping because we do double box all of our crystal and we wrap it a ton. So we want to make sure it gets to the destination and the customer is not disappointed when they receive it. The next item that we sold was this Lego Dimensions starter pack for Xbox One. So it was clearly an older item. I purchased this along with 4 other smaller sets that went with this. I think, what do they call it? Lego Dimensions. I put them in lots of 2, and I sold them. I've already have sold them. I want to say I got probably $40 for those. I think I paid for this set and the 4 smaller sets. I don't think I gave her more than $25 for all of them. So I'm probably about $20 into this one. I took a best offer of $125. That one, let's see, it looks like I sold that in October. Oops, well, it doesn't want to cooperate. I sold that one I listed it October 21st, and we sold it November the 8th. The next item that we sold in the over $100 category was this Mikasa Crystal Park Avenue. Again, this was Hoarder House number 2. He had bags and bags of this crystal. I thought, what was I doing? I know nothing about crystal. But the great part about this was that he didn't use any of it. And I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but it actually told me exactly the name of the crystal, which made it super easy to do the research. I know you can use Google Lens, but that's really hard. Sometimes the Waterford gets mixed up with the Mikasa. And so, this was a no-brainer for me for sure. So we listed those for $150, and I sold those for $112.50. Probably have $10 all in on these highball glasses. So that's another great sale. The next item will be this JCPenney Home Collection Snowflake dinner plates, dessert plates. It was a 16-piece set, so 8 of each. I got this at a yard sale last March. I believe I paid $30 for it, which is more than I normally spend. But I did get full price on this one. And plus I got $30 shipping. So my shipping is covered. So there we go, $125. So I got full asking price. So I'm pretty excited about that. Now, if you go back here, you're going to see that it says start time of October 21st. I actually listed it way before that. This was a relist. So I end my listings and I do a sell similar, not a relist actually. And I probably lowered the price a little bit and adjusted some things. And so that's where we're at with that one. Sold it for 125. The next item that we sold was this microscope. I actually bought 2 from this estate sale. It's saying that I sold 2, but it was actually a different one. This is showing 2 because the first person who purchased it did not pay for it, or they canceled the order. I actually only had 1 of these, and I believe I got full price on this one as well. I have to go down here and look. It gave me a different view of it than the ones I've been showing you, but there you go, $150. The fees were $17.59, so $132, not counting the shipping. And I know eBay has a new way of showing you exactly what you made, but I'm not quite sure where that's at. So I got to dig into that and watch some other online resellers videos to find out where I go find that. All right, so the next item that I sold was this Schlitz Spearwood 70s advertising dogs on a raisin rack. This was actually a raisin rack, and then they slapped on this picture. I would have not figured out what this was if I had not done the Google imaging. Google imaging actually took me to the fact that it was a raisin rack, which allowed me to do some more research. This was fun. I got this from my friend's aunt's house. She was clearing everything out, and so I was able to take this. I did do free shipping. This was back when I was doing free shipping on everything, and the item sold for full price of $150. It probably cost me $50 to ship, but I didn't have anything into it, so there we go, $100. This was a great find. This Eldon Japan flatware silverware wood storage box. Who knew? I did not know that these storage boxes could be worth so much money. Actually, I got this at a live in-person estate sale auction. And this is a great auction. He'll go through and he'll ask us, we're, 95% of us are resellers, and he'll say, does anybody want me to auction off anything individually in this room? And then if nobody does, then he'll group it with some more items. But this item came up and I was actually like half in, half out, talking to my husband, heard them putting this one up for auction, and there was interest in this. And I'm like going, oh, it must be full of silverware, right? So I went and bid on it and I spent $30 on it. I realized after I got it, there were some serving pieces in the bottom drawer, but I was like, oh no, what have I done? Well, I should be able to get $30. But when I did my research, well, you can see from what I priced this at, that this was an amazing item. And you can see it was in great shape. This house was super, super clean. It was not a hoarder's house. This house was meticulously kept. So I listed it for $185 on July the 27th. And it sold November the 15th. So I really didn't hold on to it for very long. And look, I got $160 for it. I'll take $160, 30 and 160. You do the math. Those are great returns. Okay, so the next item that I sold was this Vitamix Super 5000. I bought this from Hoarder House number 2. This was an individual sale. It wasn't part of a big group of things. I did pay up on this because it was a Vitamix. It was pretty dirty, and I got it for $50, which I knew was still a good price. Wasn't quite sure what it was worth. Could tell it was a little bit older of a unit. I did sell once before. You see the 2 sold. And then I relisted it again for $195. And I believe I got $150 plus $30 shipping. And I did. I sold it for $150. Now that's not a super great return, but 50 into 150, I think I did okay. I think I probably walked away with an easy $60 in my pocket. Probably spent 15 minutes cleaning it. And, you know, all the rest, of course, you have to do with everything, right? Photographing and creating the listing. So that was a great score too. The next thing that we sold, and it looks like this is, let's see, 1, 2, 3. So this is number 4 from the top of my number 4 items that I sold for higher value. And it was this set, and it is called, it was Triumph. And it's this mid-century, and it was a great pattern. And I really actually held on to it for quite a while. I believe I had to do end the listing and relist. I did that on November 9th. And I sold it pretty quickly afterwards. And I lowered the price quite a bit because there's only 7 dinner plates. So there's all these other pieces. So unless somebody just wanted these extra pieces that they didn't have, I didn't have a lot to offer in this set. So I didn't get the money that I'd hoped to get. I did get $75 shipping, and I believe this one came in real close to that $75 when I packed it all up and sent it off. I did get, let's see, I got 175 plus a 75 shipping. So I still ended up getting $250 for it. I believe I bought this last spring, and I believe I got it for about 30 bucks. It was an online auction, and then we went and picked up the items. So I was really pleased with this set, but disappointed that there was only 7 dinner plates. So number 3 in our countdown is actually, let's see here, not a good picture, is this Hitachi VHS. It's not even a VHS DVD player, but it was brand new in the box, ran my comps, and I knew this was a winner chicken dinner. I believe I bought this based on the way the box looks. I bought it from either Hoarder House 1 or Hoarder House number 2, and I believe it was number 2. It had never been out of the box. It was brand new. You can see all the cables are still in the packaging. And I got $20 for shipping. How easy. It's already in its box. Just threw it in another box because this box is so weathered. I would never ship anything in its original box. Just slap a label on it. I would always put it in another outer box. So 200 bucks, and I got full price on that, 200 bucks. Super happy. I don't think it cost me more than 20 bucks, much more than 20 bucks to ship. So let's just say I had $20 into that, 20 into 200. I bet y'all would take that as well. All right. So number 2 up there on the top of the list is this Mikasa Arctic Lights. And these were champagne tall sherbet glasses. Now I actually got the comps from WorthPoint on this one. I'm telling you guys, if you guys are selling collectibles and you don't have a WorthPoint account, you're really missing out. Couldn't find much comps in Terapeak for the year. Went into WorthPoint, and I realized that this was a very highly sought out item, and it went for a lot of money. Now, I actually got 23 pieces of this all in, and this is just for 6 of them, and I'll sit on them. I'll sit on them for a year if I have to. Now, I took quite a cut in the offer from what I originally listed it for. They were probably worth $395, $350 easy all day long. I did take an offer, or I extended an offer of $250. Depending on how my sales are going for the month will depend on how conservative or how aggressive I am in sending out those offers to my customers. But I'm telling you, I will show you maybe in next month's video how much I sell on an offer basis. I don't sell anything at auction. It's very rare you'll see me sell something at auction. The only time I feel like you should sell something at auction is if you're trying to clear out merchandise and you really don't care how much you sell it for, or it's so rare and you know there's a lot of people looking for it. Those are the only 2 times. It could be rare and there's just a few people looking for it, and you wouldn't want to put it in auction for that either. Okay, so my number 1 item that I sold, and if you've been watching my videos, and if you haven't, go back and watch this video. This is a great video. So I actually purchased this. This is an ultrasound machine. It's a small one. It's probably, you know, like yay big. It's not very big. And I bought this from a garage sale. And it was the first time I had put on my GoPro, and I'm gonna take some footage for you guys. I want you guys to see all these great things when I go to these community sales. Super excited. What a dud of a community sale. This was one of the last, if not the last garage sale that I stopped at. And I could see they had quite a few items left over. And sometimes near the end of the day, people will let their items go for less money. So there were some medical things there. So I've sold medical things in the past. So I'm looking, I'm getting ready to leave, and I find this in a box. And the girl comes up and I go, oh, what is this? And what turns out to be this gentleman's father who sold it to me said, oh, I don't know, it's something to do with medical, whatever. And I really didn't know what it was. They had a $30 tag on it. And I'm like, for $30, I'm going to take a risk. And so the girl comes up, the girlfriend, I believe, came up and said, oh, no, 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 that's James. He wants that. He wants that stuff in the box. And then this guy's parents were like, no, 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 he wants to sell it. He wants to sell it. Watch the video. It's funny. So I'm like, okay, no problem. I never get aggressive when I go to a garage sale. I give people their space. If they don't want to sell it, if they're asking for a certain price, they don't like my offer, I'm very, very respectful. I don't say, okay, I just say, okay, thank you. I really appreciate it. Don't argue with them that they don't know how to look up their prices on eBay. It is not worth it, not worth making an enemy. So I'm loading up my items, getting ready to leave. And the guy goes, hey, do you still want this? The guy returned, hey, do you still want this for $30? Absolutely. Got it home, looked it up. I was so excited, immediately tested it, ran the comps, and actually 750 is very fair. And if I would have sat on it, I'm sure I could have gotten it. Got a couple lowball offers, and that's when I knew my price is right. So I sat on it at 750 for 2 whole days, and I took an offer of $600. So I sold it for $600 in 2 days, 30 into 600. And if I don't know, I just love it. And that's why I love this business. I find these deals all the time. And the more you do it, the more you go out there and pick, the more you'll understand it. Okay, everyone, that's a wrap for November. What did you guys think? I think I did pretty good. Pat myself on the back there. I didn't include, and I did want to include my year-to-date numbers. So if you watch this video to the very end, you're going to see my sales from January to today, which is December the 5th. This last month has actually been a little bit slower for me. I haven't worked eBay as well as I should have. I've had some personal commitments, and that's okay. I like being self-employed, so I can take time for the personal commitments that I have for my family and friends, and just to enjoy life a little bit. So I think that's going to do it for today. I really appreciate you watching this video. You know what to do. Be sure to like this video, watch some of my other videos, like and subscribe. Watch the cats in the background of my video as they play with each other. All right. Well, I hope you have the rest of your day is groovy, and we'll catch you later, and we'll talk to you then. Ciao.